It was a quiet morning. James woke up alone, a new town, a new life. Nobody here knew his name yet. He showered, made his coffee, and carefully put on the clothes. He picked up his backpack and walked out to his first day of university. Now, there's something you need to know about James. This video contains themes of grief and suicide loss handled with care. If you or someone you know is struggling, please know that help is available and you do not have to face it alone. He was not the guy who walked into a room and owned it. He was the guy who stood at the door a second too long, overthinking everything. Shy, anxious. The kind of person whose mind runs 100 miles an hour while his face stays perfectly calm. Walking toward that university for the first time, every fear he had was sitting right on his chest. What if nobody talks to me? What if I say something wrong? He adjusted his bag strap, took a breath, and walked in anyway. Anxiety lies to you. It builds a whole disaster movie in your head, and then sometimes reality shows up and makes it look completely foolish. James's first day went well. He talked to people. He laughed. By the end of the day, he had a couple of people he could actually call friends. He walked back to his apartment that evening feeling something unexpected. Relief. Maybe this won't be so bad after all. James didn't know it yet, but somewhere in the university system, in a database, in a form, in a file with his name on it, something was wrong, and it would stay wrong for months. Time passed quickly. The good kind of quickly. James found his rhythm, classes, studying, late nights at the library. He wanted to finish his first year at the top of his class, and he was working for it. Hard. But beyond the studying, life was fuller than he expected. He started going to the gym regularly. He went out with university friends sometimes, small things, but for someone who had been convinced he would be completely alone in this new town, these small things meant everything. He had surprised himself. It was a regular Tuesday afternoon. James finished his workout, toweled off, and decided to cool down with a swim. The university pool was nearly empty, just the sound of water and the distant hum of the building. He got in, swam a few lazy laps, and then noticed someone at the other end of the pool. A guy he recognized from campus. Familiar face, never actually spoken. The guy swam over, easy smile, relaxed energy. "Hey, you're James, right? Computer science?" "Yeah," James said. "You're Paul?" "Yeah, man, same major." They ended up talking for almost an hour at the edge of the pool, the kind of effortless conversation that catches you off guard, where you look up and realize 30 minutes have gone by without noticing. And then Paul said something that changed everything. "Hey, what do you think of Mr. Eliana's subject? His assignments are killing me." James paused. "Mr. Eliana?" He frowned. "I don't think I have that professor." Paul laughed. "What? We're in the same major. We should have the same professors." "I've never heard that name," James said slowly. Paul looked at him. "Bro, pull up your university ID. It should show your major and your registered courses." James reached for his phone, found the university app, opened his student profile. He stared at the screen. His stomach dropped. "Paul," he said quietly, "what major does your ID say?" "Computer science," Paul said. "Why?" James turned the phone screen toward him. His registered major, the one the university had assigned to him, the one he had been attending classes for, submitting assignments for, studying for, was not computer science. He had been in the wrong department for months. Now we have to talk a bit about James, how he grew up, and why he is anxious all the time. When James was 17, still at home, he had a best friend, his only real friend. His friend was struggling deeply, and James, being the boy who notices everything, saw the signs. All of them. The withdrawal, the quiet, the way his friend stopped talking about the future, and James said nothing. Not because he didn't care, because his anxiety told him he was overreacting. "You're being dramatic. You always make everything about something bad. You're projecting. He's fine. Don't make it weird. Don't push him away by making it weird. His anxiety, the thing that makes him so sensitive, was also the thing that made him doubt every instinct he had. His friend took his own life 3 months before James left for university. Nobody knows James saw it coming. Nobody knows he has spent every day since then believing it was his fault. He didn't just move to a new town for university, he ran. James's anxiety was always high. After his friend, it became something else entirely. Now every small thing that goes wrong doesn't just feel bad. It feels like confirmation that he is fundamentally broken, that he ruins things, that people around him get hurt because of him, that he doesn't deserve the good things, the friends, the gym, the laughter at the cafe table. When the wrong class situation happens, it is not just an administrative error to James. To James, it is the universe confirming what he already believes about himself. Of course, this happened to me. Things always go wrong around me. I destroy everything I touch. Even when I try my hardest, even when I do everything right, the wrong class breaks something open in him that was barely held together to begin with. As James unravels after discovering the wrong class, his anxiety starts distorting his reality in small but escalating ways. He starts misreading people. Paul's concerned face at the pool becomes a look of pity, or worse, judgment. His friends checking on him feels like surveillance. A professor being neutral feels like contempt. He starts building a false reality around him brick by brick. He pulls back from everyone, stops going to the gym, cancels plans, gives small, reasonable excuses. From the outside, James is just busy. From the inside, James is disappearing. His friend starts appearing in his thoughts constantly, not as a memory, as a presence. He sees his friend's face in crowds, hears his voice in quiet moments. His mind is no longer just anxious, it is grieving something he never allowed himself to grieve. One night, James finds an old photo on his phone, him and his friend, laughing. He sits with it for a long time, and for the first time, James stops performing. He sits on his bed and he cries, really cries, the kind that has been building for over a year. Just grief. Pure, human, overdue grief. James goes home for a weekend, first time since he left. His mother hugs him at the door and does not say anything about how he looks, though she notices everything. That evening, James walks to his friend's house, does not knock, just stands outside for a moment looking at the window. The light is on. Different light. Now his friend's parents still living there, still existing in the same walls. He walks back home through the same streets they used to walk together, past the place they used to sit. Every corner, a different version of the same person. He sits down on their old spot, a low wall at the end of the street, the place they used to sit after school. He sits on his side, the other side empty. He sits there for a long time, not talking to anyone. Just a young man sitting on half a wall at night, leaving the other half empty because filling it with anything else would be wrong. He goes back to university the next day, but something is different. Not better, not fixed, just real in a way it was not before. The grief no longer something happening inside him secretly. Now it has a place, a wall at the end of a street. Sometimes the most sensitive people are not the weakest ones in the room. They are just the ones feeling everything the rest of us learned to ignore. If you liked this story, subscribe and leave a like. It means everything to us. And let us know in the comments, was James exaggerating or was he just a kind-hearted person carrying too much alone?